Of course, the Perry Performing Arts Center will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana. That is where I'm from, the home of jazz music. Um, of course, we every year we have the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival that comes around, and it's good because that shows the true culture of New Orleans. It is like a melting pot. Um, Pretty much, we have so much diversity, cultural diversity here in the city of New Orleans. So our theater will be focusing on showcasing different styles and different genres of theater. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to cater to our children, but also show them that we could have a little bit of fun with this. Our first show that we'll be putting on stage would be Annie. So pretty much, it's normally around the tweens. So pretty much that way, little kids and tweens can come and see Annie, and it's just an adorable show. Of course, we remember the story behind Annie, the little orphan girl from 1930s. Um, she was stuck in an orphanage with Miss Hannigan, and of course, she finds these charming foster parents, and they pretty much give her everything that she wants, and it becomes like a new home to her. Our next show is Dreamgirls. Dreamgirls goes back to the story behind Diana Ross and the Supremes. Um, Dreamgirls was also made into a movie that became a number one hit with Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce. Um, it was phenomenal. So to put this on stage, I think it would be really, really good because it actually brings back the musicianship and culture that we have here in New Orleans. The next show that we want to do is we want to bring it more modern with Angels in America by Tony Kushner, talking about the different things that we deal with in society, talking about AIDS and homosexuality and drug abuse and money. Um, we need to discuss these things because just like people say, like the arts, we bring things to life. Um, we bring everything into light that people try to keep hidden, and these are things that not only the younger generation, but everyone's generation needs to be educated on all of these things, because this is going on a daily basis here in our city, and I'm pretty sure in everyone else's city as well. I chose to put Ruined by Lenardage. Um, it brings the turbulence in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Of course, Sophie, her life seemed to be ruined after experiencing so much sexual violence. The reason that you're going to see a lot of um, minority shows is because that is a heavy population in the city of New Orleans, and we want to showcase um, that that love, that care that we feel for the people that live these tragic lives, whether it be sexual abuse, drugs, or just living the lifestyle through slavery or anything like that. So, having ruined and talking about sexual violence, Mama Nadi, though she's not one to act on emotion, she feels that the girls will much more peacefully when they are together under their protection. So having ruined on stage would definitely um, bring people in to see it, just because it may hit home to some. 13 going on 30. What can I say about this show? Um, Obviously, this is like on her 13th birthday, Jenna gets some magic wishing dust from her best friend Matt. Overnight, Jenna becomes this beautiful 30-year-old woman with everything she's ever dreamed of having. Um, she soon realizes that behind the love she received from Matt and a family, this is just a feel good way to start off the summer season. So we chose to put this more towards the summer. And then after 13 going on 30, we want to come back with a classic, West Side Story. Obviously, West Side Story is a more modern adaptation to Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And obviously, we have the Sharks and the Jets, and we have Tony, who's a Jet, and Maria is the sister of Bernardo, who is the active founded member of the Sharks. So it goes through the school dance and everything like that, and it was love at first sight from that first school dance. So pretty much we want to show that we still have that cultural diversity thing going on, and that's our biggest hit. That's our brand, is showcasing the cultural diversity here at the Perry Performing Arts Center. The Lion King. The Lion King is a huge, huge, huge show that would showcase the idea behind African culture. The Lion King, obviously, we sometimes seem to have that adaptation to Hamlet, dealing with the uncle taking over, killing his brother, who was the king. We didn't really see too much of the marrying of the mom and everything like that we see in Shakespeare, but we do see pride coming into this show, and how it affects not only the ones living there, but also the ones that are in the surrounding areas. Another African American playwright who touches my heart is August Wilson. So we want to go into our next play, which is Fences, and put it on stage. Fences is one of August Wilson's novelty pieces, and pretty much this play was set in 1957 with Troy Maxson, who wanted to play professional baseball, and then he ended up, being told, he was too old to go to the major leagues whenever they started to allow African Americans to play in the major leagues. So he started going through different changes in his life, and then his son Corey wanted to play football, and then it brought back Troy's image of him being let down, for playing sports professionally. So he didn't really want his son to go through that as well and stuff. And Troy's dealing with a lot of emotional differences and everything in his life too. So he just didn't want his son to feel that way as well. The next show is pretty much a classic, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which would be coming to stage. And the reason that we chose this one, I mean, it's just, talking about love and lust, and their relationship between Janet and Brad, and having Dr. Frankenfurter's castle and everything like that, just brings a total different light to theater. It's very fun and enjoyable. The music is great in this musical, and it just brings back that rock and roll feel to it. So this brings a different atmosphere, but also fun and enjoyable as well. So our plays that we've chosen would obviously be throughout a whole season. We would start pretty much the season We want to start in the winter time for our season and then move along throughout the summertime and everything like that. We did talk about the legalities and everything like that. We did fill out transmittal information forms. The Perry Performing Arts Center has been reserved. The name has been reserved, and that the Perry Performing Arts Center will be a non-stock corporation. It's already been approved by the Secretary of State and everything like that, and we know that these forms need to be filled out and filed in the Secretary of State's office. So the Perry Performing Arts Center is actually going to be located at 2800 Chartres Drive. Chartres Street in New Orleans, and it's actually the New Orleans Center of Creative Arts building. So pretty much we actually took on the role of pretty much building a relationship with the younger kids that attend the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts, and we're actually going to be in partnership with them. So we're going to take over their building and revamp it, not only for professional use, but also for the use of children as well. So we had to do a lot of renovations and everything like that, but it's coming out great. We're trying to get everything underway. We want to make sure that they have classrooms for the students to go to and take dance class and vocal classes and acting classes, as well as be able to have a we want to make sure that we could probably have an equity theater that's in the inside. That way the kids can actually start working towards their equity points, moving right along after they graduate from high school. We do have an operating budget. So our operating budget, it would come up to around the annual estimated income would be around $817,400, and that's only because of the different things that we have to pay. If you take a look at our operating budget, you could see the mortgage payment, how much interest we pay, salaries, which will be experience based. Artistic, annual administration, technical, security and maintenance, payroll, taxes, utility bills, all of this stuff costs. That's why I wanted to go into pretty much telling you about our staff that will be here at the Perry Performing Arts Center. I do have full-time officials, a chairperson and board of trustees, with some legal officials who will be full-time with those with the chairperson and the board of trustees, such as the attorney, the accountant, and the artistic director. We have some seasonal workers, and that's pretty much going to be with stage management and design. I figured since it's seasonal, you don't really have to contract anybody, so you can save money for that. So pretty much your director, your lighting designer, sound, scene, costume, stage manager, and assistant stage manager will be seasonal. That way you can pay them for that job and then move on. The only people that I want full-time would have to be my technical people, my technical directors, such as lighting technician and everything like that. I do want my sound technician and backstage crew to be seasonal. That way more people can apply for jobs and stuff like that. I want to open up more job opportunities for people in the city of New Orleans as well. And our house manager will pretty much be volunteer, but our business management, such as our box office treasurer, will be full-time as well, only because the person handling the money needs to be full-time. I need somebody who's really going to be in charge as far as accounting goes. My marketing and management team, I believe, need to be full-time because marketing and publicity is highly, like, at the top. It should be at the top of of your business, because all of these shows and everything cost money, and you need to put the word out there that you have great shows, great quality shows, and things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you have the best people in your marketing department, such as development and marketing. Just some. We do have some basic job descriptions. I'll just read one of them, and I'll read you the house manager job description. Our house manager is responsible for smooth operation of the house, typically both the lobby and the audience seating area. During the run of the show, house managers welcome the public to the theater and oversee their safety and well-being before, during, and immediately after the show. They answer any questions, listen to patrons' compliments and concerns, and also make the members feel welcome. So, there's so much that can take place dealing with marketing, and we found a way to just team up, partner up with a bunch of different organizations, such as the NOLA Project, the Creative Alliance of New Orleans, the New Orleans Art Council, and pretty much marketing expenses would be around $85,000. So what we're trying to do is put, you can't start, you cannot start a business. You can't start a theater. You can't start anything without having something to start it. So, you know, having that said, it's pretty much it's important to have that startup fund to make sure that you have everything in line. Of course, we do have policies and procedures for both house management and also box office management. We have all of these manuals available, and they will be available for anyone who takes the job here at the Perry Performing Arts Center. So I hope that you're interested in investing not only your time, but maybe a generous donation, or just a nice note, of appreciation. Not only for me and what I'm trying to do, but just an appreciation for the arts. For we all know that the arts will always be the first thing that people cut, but would also be the first thing that they would have to bring back during an event in history. So we see it happen all the time, and I just want to be proactive, and I want to bring the culture to New Orleans. And I hope that you have enjoyed listening to me speaking about this wonderful opportunity, and I hope that you embark upon it. And thank you so much. This class has taught me so much, and I thank all of my classmates for being there to support each other and through this process. And you all take care, and may God bless.